Well, David, it's the end of a long, hard season, and it just wasn't to be today.
No, it wasn't for a want of trying. Obviously, we've had a huge chance in the first half, and if that goes in, it's a different ball game. You know, ifs and woulds and could-haves and maybes. Ultimately, we've come out on the wrong side in one final game of the big chances. And you never know. On another day, we score one, and it would be a different story. We knew that it'd probably be a 1-0 one way or the other, and we've come out on the wrong side of it. Like I say, we've had two big chances to their one, and we haven't taken them. You know, more possession, more touches in their box. I think we've had more shots even, but we couldn't quite get a goal or two to get us over the line. But you know, I said to the players, I'm sure that your overriding emotion at the minute is one of disappointment, but you should also be proud of how far we've come, but understand that this is only the start. You know, it's my first full season here, and we've not got a result on the last day to extend our season. So the lads deserve a huge amount of credit, the buy-in from them, the learning that they've done, the team spirit that they've showed, which is, you know, a huge credit to them. But ultimately we've come up one game too short, and that's disappointing. But on another day, we do take one of them big chances before they score, and it's a different ball game. But ultimately we've come up short.
We had to win today, and you could see the intent in that first half. It was one-way traffic.
Yeah. If like I say, if we get our nose in front in the first half, it is a different game. But we didn't, and our Achilles heel all season has come back to bite us. Having said that, we'll be starting next pre-season in a different place, further ahead than we were at the start of this season. So when I've spoke about principles of play and that kind of thing, we'll already have a group of players that understand that. So there'll be not as much change in the summer, which will give us a better chance of ironing out areas that we you know they've played us all season really, and I sort of get, you know, you go, well, you should be able to sort that out. It's much easier in pre-season, but we had many things to work on in pre-season, and I think the vast majority of them things have got us into that position. So hopefully the fans will stick with us. I think they've seen a committed group and a team that's trying their very best to further this football club and progress on the pitch. You know, we've got some terrific people off the pitch that are trying to do things off the pitch. We've got a great fan base. The atmosphere today was electric. It was the best since I've been at the football club in 16 months or whatever it is. It was fantastic, and I appreciate Sun's out last game of the season. That, you know, it could be a party atmosphere, but I thought they were excellent. And I hope that the away fans have been brilliant. We've got to make, you know, our home form hasn't been good enough this year, and we've got to make sure that, you know, that improves, and we make this place more of a fortress than it has been this season. So there's areas to improve, you know, but it has been a season overall of one of improvement, and like I say, the fans have been terrific. So yeah, it's disappointing to end the way it has, but we've made some really good strides, but that's no real comfort at the minute really.
I think whatever happened today, we're in a better position for next season, regardless of what division we were going to be in. Yeah,
with the exception of one thing, you know, I want to pay tribute to Moro. You know, we've obviously got an excellent physio coming in or so it started in Andrew, but to lose his vast experience and knowledge and understanding of the game is going to be, you know, a hole. You know, I have my breakfast with him every morning, and the biggest compliment I can pay is that, one, I'm going to miss him at breakfast, and two, I'm going to miss his company, because he's a terrific bloke and he deserves all the plaudits that have come his way today and throughout the week. I'm sure he'll be back most games, if not all games here, because he is Mr. Grimsby, and I just want to say thanks personally. I wish he wasn't retiring. I haven't tried to convince him to stay because I don't want that I don't want him here next year resenting me. But he's a terrific bloke, and even though I've only been here, like I say, 15, 16 months, which is a drop in the ocean when you're talking about 49 years, I hope he classes me as a friend, because I see him as mine.
Yeah, it's nice to hear, David, and I think Moro being Moro, he didn't really want a song and dance, did he, today?
Listen, that's the bloke. You talk about sort of leadership, and there's no doubt he's a leader in, if not just his little department, then certainly, in some element of this football club. But in terms of leadership, you talk about humility, he's got that in spades. He doesn't want to be front and centre of anything. He just wants to do his job and get on with his job, and like I say, he's a terrific bloke. I love him to bits. If I'm ever unsure of anything, I'll always seek his advice, because he's seen it. And whatever happens in football, he's seen it, and so he'll always have an opinion, and he gives his opinion, and that's a good thing as well. He's not afraid to say this is what I think. And that's what I want amongst all the staff, and that's what I've got amongst all the staff, I have to say. And Moro's no different. So, I just wish him well. I hope he comes down to Cheapside whenever he wants. We had Alan Buckley comes down often. He was down yesterday, wishing as well. And Moro will be in the same bracket as a legend that there'll always be a cup of tea for him and a catch up wherever I'm at this football club.
So what happens now, next few days?
Well, I'm going home. I'm going to see my daughter. She's home from school for the weekend. I will watch the game back, because that's just a habit I've got, and that's the review process. I'll speak to some of the players on Monday, basically the out of contract ones, and we'll communicate whatever we're doing with the fans at some point next week, I'm sure. There'll be a review of the season at some point in the next week or two. Plans are already afoot regarding summer transfers, and some are really far down the line. Others are just started. So, if there's one silver lining from today, it's the lads get a maximum of rest before next season starts. Because if you're not going to get promoted, you might as well not get promoted now than 29th of May or whatever it is. Not that that's, not that had any bearing on today, obviously, but I think you get the point. We'll review the season. We'll get the lads, they need to go and spend time with their families and go on a holiday or whatever. And like I say, we'll review the season within the next 2 weeks at some point and have a couple of meetings about that. Well, all the while, continue with our recruitment plans that are already well underway.
And plenty for town fans to look forward to over the summer and next season. Yeah,
look, like I say, I hope that they take advantage of the season ticket offer and the deadline, or up until the deadline and even beyond that. Because I think I think they've seen value for money, certainly away from home and even here. They've seen a committed team. They've seen a team that's together. One of the lads has just said it's the best team in terms of camaraderie and team spirit he's ever been involved in. It wasn't one of the young pups. It was one of the older players. And that shows that this group is together. And like I've said for a while, we need everyone. That's everyone from owners to senior management, office staff, fans, everyone, and obviously the players, and we'll work hard to improve again in the summer. Transfer windows are always a chance to improve. And that's the challenge now for the next couple of months until we come back in and hopefully go and do better than we've done this year.
Well, thanks for everything, David, this season. Hope you managed to get some kind of holiday over the summer.
I haven't got one booked, so I'll see what my wife wants to do. My kids have got A-level mocks and dissertations to hand in, and I'm sure they'll be going to about 14 festivals each, and one of them's got netball camp every month in Gibraltar because she's in the World Cup in September. So I might get away, but if not, I might spend a week here.
Sounds like you're a taxi driver then over the summer as well.
Yeah, there's always plenty going on at home. But that doesn't mean I won't be hopefully taking this club beyond where we've got to so far.
Of course. Well, thanks for everything, David, and we'll see you in the summer.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Thank you.